Hello and welcome to Fun Beginner Build Inspiration. If you're looking for a fun, effective build that will allow you to blast through normal, this is the place for you. Today I'm going to be looking at the Spectral Throw Scion. With the arrival of full release, it seems like every exile is baton twirling their spectral companion, and with good reason. The skill's hard to match in terms of fun and visceral satisfaction. There is no happiness that can match up to getting a spinning hammer time on top of your foe's head. If flinging spooky spectral hammers of joy at your enemies sounds like fun, let's get started. From the start, grab Spectral Throw and jam it into your weapon. As you jog over to greet Hillock, test it out in the zombies. As with any new skill, it will take a little time to get used to its feel. Practice lining up mobs and going monster bowling. Making shopping lists is one of my favourite things to do in real life. They're just as riveting in Path of Exile. Here's a couple of things to whack on yours. A couple of coral rings from Nessie Baby, and a two-handed driftwood maul from Tarko. Maul because hammer time, and two-handed because damage. Plus, the animation for a two-hander is bigger, so more monster thrashing for your buck. Don't worry if you can't afford all this straight away. You'll soon get all the cash money needed, or you might pick up better. Be sure to also pick up a chain belt and a leather belt when you can. Speaking of picking stuff up, grab all currency items, yellows, and obviously uniques. I pick up all good white evasion gear all the way up to the end of Act 1. I like to go full evasion for most of normal, but feel free to armor it up or get your hybrid on. That said, rarity often takes precedence when I choose my Scion's threads. I'm not going to pass up a nice rare with resists and lots of health just because it's armor. The best piece of advice I can give when choosing gear is to not stress about it too much. You can spend lots of time wondering if something is worth keeping. If it's not obviously good, it's probably not worth your time, and just unload it onto Nessa. Be sure to get a Quicksilver flask for completing the medicine chest quest. Everything is better with added fast. In terms of flasks, I like to rock 2 health, 2 mana and 1 Quicksilver, although if you do find more Quicksilvers, feel free to put your running shoes through their paces. Pick up all potions and trade 3 of the same type to get an upgrade, ensuring your liquid refreshment is always at its sweetest. Get Heavy Strike as your single target and grab a decoy totem for smashing those eggs. Your little decoy totem might seem a bit weak at first, but have faith, he will grow up to be big and strong. Plus, he provides good company when playing solo. Totems can't argue back. From the bones of Brutus comes Leap Slam. Leap Slam's a great utility, getting you to hard to reach places quickly. It also synergizes really well with Spectral Throw, bringing into play some interesting jumpy tactics. In Act 2, grab Projectile Weakness from the Blackguard quest to provide a very nice DPS boost. After crushing the Weaver beneath your feet, you get lesser multiple projectiles. Link it with Spectral Throw and laugh in the face of all normal has to throw at you. Clicking far away will narrow the spread of your hammer-loaded shotgun. Clicking close will spread the love. Don't worry if you don't get used to it straight away. You've got 3 difficulties ahead of you. It's now a good time to talk about trading. There are 2 cheap uniques that will really make this build shine early on. Herimenor's Hymn at level 17 and Joffrey's Baptism at level 27. This build was my first in the new league, so I don't have any pennies saved up. I wasn't lucky at all with currency drops, but I was able to scrabble together the cash. At the very least, if you've been selling all junk yellows, you should have a modest amount of alterations huddled together. Jump on PoE XYZ and send messages to all online sellers till you get a bite. Don't worry about getting top rolls, settle for anything. This is by no means necessary, but trading's fun, and getting your feet wet now isn't a bad idea. After hand chopping in Act 3, I like to get Endurance Charge on melee stun, because it's new. New stuff's always fun to play around with. I like to slam it next to Leap Slam and the charges all but generate themselves. Now after killing Piety, I'm used to brutalising Act 1 cruel, however full release brings with it added Act 3. Before jumping into the new content, I've farmed Piety a few times. Boss runs are one of my favourite hack and slash tropes. Why not get bitten by the loot lust bug now? However, if you are impatient, do feel free to dash straight to Dominus. Just before I wrap up, I'll go over the skill tree. My choices here are by no means the best. Use it as a guide, but feel free to mix it up. It's important to know that melee damage nodes do nada, whilst physical damage will help channel your inner He-Man. I played this build in Domination, so I opted to go straight for some early game damage. However, if you're on hardcore, it's probably a good idea to go straight for the Circle of Life here. Harrier gives a nice boost to attack speed and my favourite, move speed. Sentinel lets you do the dodge dance better and gives you a jacket when it's cold, a bikini when it's hot, and a non-conductive something when Pikachu comes a-calling. Berserking is a great node to get your Braveheart on. After this I made my way to Resolute Technique. There's a quicker way to it up here, but I like to come this way and grab Iron Grip. It works out more effective in the long run, even if it means grabbing RT a little bit later. Unwavering Stance is a great node to consider picking up later, however make sure not to get it whilst going through your evasion stage. I'm going to hold off getting it until I grab Iron Reflexes, but you don't have to worry about that till later game. After Resolute Technique I grab these two delicious life nodes for 12% health apiece. From here the world is your oyster, but as I said I recommend making your way to Iron Reflexes, grabbing lots of nice duelist nodes on the way. Iron Reflexes will allow you to take advantage of the new cast on damage taken late game skill gem that would otherwise be useless to an evasion character. That's enough of me for one day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. Happy Scioning!